Hello everyone and welcome. Dad's back after a month-long absence. And I'm back with another tier list, this time Terraria NPCs, because God is dead. Starting off with the guide, I think I'm going to be giving him Gok 3000. He's not exactly the most attractive man I've ever seen, and he does seem like a little bit of a dumbass. However, he is a guide, he knows a lot of information on a lot of things, so he's probably had some experience. I mean, you can't be telling me that him and the merchant haven't been getting up to stuff. Speaking of which, the merchant, I fucking hate him. He is subhuman. His prices are exorbitant, and he sells dog shit items. The demolitionist, I mean, he'd blow my cock off. He'd blow my cock off. He'd be down there, and I'd feel something in my ass, and it would be a lit stick of dynamite. I feel a very similar way with the arms dealer, but you know what? I think he fucks. I think he could do something. I feel safer in his hands than I do with the demolitionist. Also, the demolitionist has that beard, and it's just, that's gonna get, no. The angler, I need a new tier real quick. Alright, there we go. I'm not Dream, nor am I Shane Dawson, so I don't want to fuck with any of those. The druid, okay, you just know. You know, like, we all know. She's really annoying, but holy shit, she must give some god tier head. Okay, the clothier. Now. Hold on. This is going to be a controversial one, but he's going in god tier. Hear me out, right? He was the old man from the dungeon. He was basically just a sex slave for Skeleton, so he's gotta be amazing at it. The dye trader, I do get a fruity feeling from him, but I'm not sure. I'm going mid. The goblin tinker is far too much of a nerd to know how to give good head. The golfer, he's one of those people where, as well, I think he's just too obsessed with golfing to really know how to do it. I'd rather pay my taxes. I feel like the mechanic is similar. She's also too much of a nerd, but I think she's a little bit better than the goblin tinkerer. The nurse, you know the nurse can get it. The old man is the same as the clothier. We all know. Painting guy, this is the most mid man in existence. Everything he does is just generic and boring. Party girl is the party girl. I mean, come on. The pirate, I feel like the pirate has much of the same problems that the demolitionist has. He's got a big beard, he loves explosives, but this one has a funny accent, so I mean, that's gotta count for at least 2 tiers higher. Santa Claus. Skeleton merchant, okay, listen, I don't want him to gnaw my dick off. Who the fuck is this? I've never seen this lady in my life. Okay, so I looked it up. It turns out this is the steampunker who I genuinely forgot existed. I did not know this was an NPC in the game. Given how forgettable she is, I'm just saying I'd rather sacrifice myself. The stylist. Okay, hear me out, right? You find the stylist all tied up in spider webs. All I'm saying is, I think she's into some freaky shit to get into that situation. Alright, the tavern keep, I have a feeling like you would just be constantly it-faced, which would probably lead to a couple nasty scars. However, I don't think it would be an absolutely terrible experience. Given that he's probably drunk 24/7, I'd like to say he's learned how to deal with being drunk. I'm gonna go mid. The tax collector does not know what sex is. The cyborg is immediately going in better than the Moon Lord tier. I mean, come on, he's a cyborg. He definitely has a robot mouth, and he can use that to do some things. Traveling merchant kind of just sucks at everything. I don't like him. Next up is Truffle. Anyway, next up is the Witch Doctor. The Witch Doctor definitely has some absolutely wild medicines that could make you feel things. I'm gonna put them in Gok 3000 tier. I feel like you can't have a bad time if you're with the Witch Doctor. Very similar thing with the Wizard. The Wizard has magic. He could magically do things to your rectum. I'm gonna put him in around the same tier. And finally, Furry. Well, that's it. That's the final tier list. And if you disagree with anything I've said today, go fuck yourself. One quick small thing. Listen, there's a week left in the year, and I'm trying to hit 3K by the end of the year. So if you could make that happen, that'd be amazing. And as always, a huge thank you to Daddy Helion, Dee Dee, and Isaac. Have a good night, everyone.